What a show we have for you today. Big time guest lineup. Gronk is in studio. I haven't heard him. I haven't seen him last time he was here. He was in the control room. We're going to have fun with him. We have NBA Superstar and star of Starting Five on Netflix Season 2, even though he lied to me. Kevin Durant is here. He is still flying high off of that Jayden Daniels Hail Mary. And we have the creator. I cannot wait to meet Mariah Rose of Hoops for Hotties. She's going to get me right on NBA. Okay, welcome to the Up and Adam Show. This is a big show. Oh, my goodness. Kevin Durant will be here. Rob Gronkowski will be sitting across from me momentarily. But I thought we could look at the Week 9 slate as it kicks off. Ooh, Texans, Jets. That is tomorrow night. And Week 9 is here. I cannot believe the season is flying. Jets not flying high. No. They're barely taking off the tarmac, okay? They're stuck. They're stuck when you're like, get me off the plane. We've been here for an hour. They cannot do it. 1.5-point favorites after the Texans got word yesterday that the Stefon Diggs thing happened. And so then FanDuel Sportsbook did their thing, adjusted the odds. It's a torn ACL. First of all, Stefon Diggs, love you. Sending you all the best. You're going to be tougher and better for it. We have a battle of 5-3 teams, guys. Ravens, who got a new receiver yesterday, Diontae Johnson, they host the Broncos. 9.5-point favorites over, said Denver, and their number 3 ranked defense. I think they're going to the playoffs. That's a slam dunk at this point. Sunday night, Joe Flacco getting the nod. What does Kevin Durant think of that? He's a Flacco guy. Is he an Anthony Richardson guy? He'll tell us. They head to Minnesota. That's one of KD's favorite teams as well. KD, by the way, 6-1 with his picks. We will get you those this week on the show. Vikings 5.5-point favorites in that one. Don't lose 3 in a row, Vikings. Don't be some cute little 5-0 story to start. 2 bad losses. What does it mean for them? We'll be talking about all of that. Very excited to have Mariah Rose on the show because I like human storylines. I like to know what's going on, why things matter, not just I don't need to know about the triangle offense, okay? I need to dig into the NBA and know it the way only she does. So excited to talk to her about her career, too. What a success. We also have Gronk in studio, which is amazing. But as we always do on Wednesdays, we dish out some love, some underreactions. So let's dig into things as we keep looking ahead to Week 9. We had a lot of big trades this offseason, okay? Stefon Diggs to the Texans. And, of course, he tore his ACL. We're sending him the love. Brian Burns to the Giants. Justin Fields to the Steelers. And there's some trades that have happened and all of that, so like a lot of team-changing action going on. But we're underreacting to how good this one was, okay? Back on August 26th, Brian Gutekunst sent a 7th-rounder to the Titans for Malik Willis. Nobody said anything. They probably got 7 retweets at the time. Like, okay, that's cool. Packers fans, of course, interested, but like, all right, whatever. Kind of a snoozer, or so we thought. Most of the stories we're sort of lamenting Malik's career, what it was, what it should have been, all this. Goody, you dog, you. You clearly saw something in him, and LaFleur, and in LaFleur, to say you can get the best out of him. And it's been amazing. They didn't have to make this trade, people. The Packers had 3 quarterbacks behind Jordan Love on the roster going into camp. He should have punted, or could have punted, and rolled with what he had, like we've seen a lot of GMs do, and like a lot of them should. But Goody's his unrelenting belief in himself, his willingness to leave no stone unturned, that is what has kept Green Bay's season afloat, people. I don't think Goody or anyone else even could have envisioned this. Malik leading the Packers to 3 wins on the year after the game-winning drive in Jacksonville. And look at what he's done so far, completing just 75% of his passes, 4 total touchdowns, and no interceptions. A passer rating over 130, and again, he has led the Packers to 3 wins. Who knows where they'd be in this suddenly loaded NFC without him this season. Malik, what a savior, what a hero, right? Green Bay has made it to 6-2. Big part on his plate and what he's been able to do. And they got a chance now to take over first place in the NFC North Sunday. Such a fun game. I'm smiling because I love the NFC North. It's the Lions on Sunday. I don't know what to believe with Jordan Love. I don't know if he's truly Wolverine from the X-Men or he's exosomed out of his mind. That there's a world where he makes it back. He's an incredible healer. Either way, though, maybe slow your roll on that, because we should recognize what Malik's done and what he's able to do, and how important it is, as we all know as the weeks wear on here, how important having that pivotal backup and how crucial it is to survival in most places if you're trying to get through the playoffs. I also want to talk about something we're underreacting to with the Patriots. I've been dying to talk about this because it must be so nice to be a New England fan in this moment. I know it's been a drag lately, but everyone's focused on the Jets losing after that game. I think we need to give love to the Patriots fans, the organization, and all of that after the win. Now, Gronk will be here in a second. I'm sure he agrees, or maybe he doesn't. We'll talk about it. But the wheels could have fallen off this thing, okay? 1-6. I literally asked Rob Gronkowski last week, is there a world where Mayo gets fired? That's what everyone was talking about. So I had to, ask somebody with the connections there. And he said, no, absolutely not. He'll learn from this, whatever. But that's where we were a week ago, people. 1-6. Losing 13-7 to Aaron Rodgers, who, looked the best he looked against them, carving them up. He pushed Salah off of him, right? Drake May gets knocked out of the game with a concussion. This is like peak conditions for a spiral in this matchup against the Patriots, or against the Jets, rather. But instead, Jacoby, galvanizes his troops. He brings them back. The coaching worked. Great job of coaching in this game, culminating in a 70-yard touchdown drive. They win it in the final seconds. And this is probably unlikely to change the Patriots' chances of getting into the playoffs. I get that, but this is the happiest 2-6 team in the league. So much happier than any Jets fans out there. This win meant something because the effort, the tenacity, the execution. I listened to Gronk when he talked about this. That's what we want to see. We want to see that we have to have patience. We want to see those kind of signs of growth. We want to see that he has the locker room, that he has the respect, that he has the attention. If you go to the podium and call your team soft, that can go one of two ways. That's a risk here. A lot of people, and I would say 99% of people, are really critical of that and his decision to do that publicly. But did it not work? Did it not resonate with the guys? Was he not accurate in saying that? Listen to defensive end Keon White after the win.
He calls you out as a man, you can't get all sensitive about it. You have to just say, okay, I'm going to show you. And take it as a challenge, take it as a rise, and I think we did that. And that just is a testament of his coaching and how we were receptive to him as a coach, because we didn't get defensive and we didn't shut down. We took it as a challenge.
We all know Gerard Mayo inherited a roster. It's going through some major changes. Nobody expected it to be great right away as a result. So I don't know how we can be crushed for a lack of success. You just want to see that established rapport. You want to see them not get worse. We have seen them get worse throughout the season, but this meant something. And they have a legit chance to make it 2 in a row, of course. Nashville, I like that. I like that matchup. But the thing we're underreacting to, in my opinion, is not even anything that I just said. It's that they got to take it to the Jets. We might have put the nail in the coffin for the Jets season entirely. They're completely dismantled. There is no hope. And the Patriots did it. It's because this measly Patriots team that had no expectations, that's spiraling, that they're soft, that they're this, took them out of the building, took them out of the AFC, a team that they've had to hear about for the past 2 seasons with Aaron Rodgers and how terrifying that all this. I love this. It's a positive step for Patriots fans. You're not going to have a lot of them this season. You're going to be patient. You're going to support your quarterback. You've got some talent there with Drake May and a veteran in Brissett doing his thing to hand it off well. And you just got to be excited about what your future might be. And finally, as we get set to put a wrap on October, I think we're underreacting to what Kyle Pitts has done over the last month. Everybody was really loud when he had that 0-catch game against the Saints. They have been about his fantasy numbers and this and that, and he's so talented and what. I want the same energy, okay, guys, for the performances that he's putting up now that Kirk Cousins has gotten things rolling in Atlanta. Take a look at this. Last 4 weeks, Kyle Pitts is 9th in the NFL in receiving, not amongst tight ends, the entire NFL. Gronk, do you love that?
Love it.
He loves it. A tight end is top 10. We love that. He's caught just under 80% of his targets from Kirk over that span as well. He's been dominant, the matchup nightmare we all expected to see when the Falcons took him 4th overall a few years ago. And I feel like this whole Falcons offensive breakout is the perfect case study in how much the quarterback situation matters. Struggles there, sandbag everybody, okay? It's obvious. Shouldn't have to say it. Don't rush to judgment on young players who might not have the best situation around them yet. Kyle Pitts is that guy. He's having a monster year in Atlanta. And it's not just him. Drake London, Darnell Mooney, they're all top 25 receivers. Bijan's numbers, they've gone up as well. So Kirk's doing what we wanted him to do. But I just think, like, if you're going to drag players for their zero burgers and whatever, I better be hearing shouts and attaboys and, like, whistles for this guy, because it's been absolutely incredible what he's been able to do. And let's see, they've got the 7th-ranked offense, and that should scare people. They've got the Cowboys this weekend, and I don't think the Cowboys are sleeping easy this Halloween knowing they've got that offense to contend with. All right, short break here. We got to get into the World Series. I got to get into the Mookie Mitt. We got to get Gronk in studio. Kevin Durant on the program. Which team he's scared of? Next. The Eagles part? No, it's not. It's not.
I would say acquaintance in college.
Hey,
used to party all the time.
What's going on?
Got to the
It's like
NFL.
techno the whole time.
I was,
Yeah, I was wanted to. I have the insults for the. Do you want to do the laughing?
Oh, yes. Want to do it now, or do you want to do it right now? Great. Great. No, it's fine. Yeah. You know my next guest, he needs no introduction, 4-time Super Bowl champion, future Hall of Famer. He is the host of Dudes on Dudes with Gronk and Julian Edelman, of course. And he only has 3 rings, right?
Yes, Jules only has 3 rings, but that's okay because he's a dude.
We should come back and just get 5. 5 sounds better. No. We should do that.
Yeah, 5 does sound better.
You look like you're in great shape. You're just jogging around the studio, Gronk. I think you could do it.
I think I could play possibly 4 to 5 plays right now, and then I'll be like Anthony Richardson tapping my helmet to get taken out of the game.
What did you think of that? What did you think of that?
It was a little bit too much. I mean, as a quarterback, I've never seen that happen. You're supposed to be in the game throughout the whole game and never come out as a quarterback. Joe Flacco's not tapping his helmet, I can tell you that. I mean, it was not a good look for Richardson.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good look for the organization. And look what happened from the result of it. I mean, Joe Flacco is now the starter, and I totally agree with that choice as well with the Colts to do that. And Joe Flacco, he has better chemistry with the wide receivers, too. He's able, yeah, he does. He does for sure. And he's able to get the ball in their hands to go out and make plays. And Richardson's, what is it, completion percentage? Like 44% right now?
Accuracy is bad.
Yeah, you need Joe Flacco.
Look at you. You know the completion percentage. Somebody was on the Fox set. Have you ever out of a game?
I have a couple times. I mean,
you're
I'm
not a quarterback.
But I'm not a quarterback, and I'm 260 to 265 pounds, depending on the week, depending on how much I ran in practice that week. And I'm running seam routes. Sometimes I do 2 40-yard seam routes in a row. You know, and then I jog back to the huddle. He's 245. Yeah, he's 245. He's a big boy. He could possibly play tight end.
So maybe we're not talking about that. Maybe it's like the size, at the size he plays the quarterback position. But Luke Kuechly Monday said, I played with Cam Newton. He never did that.
Yeah. Cam Newton's a different species. I mean, that guy is a phenomenal athlete. But like he said, Luke Kuechly, Cam never tapped out. Anthony Richardson should never be tapped out.
I have a question.
Tapping out.
Do you think there's a quarterback in it? Because everyone is saying, I've never seen this before, I've never seen it. Has it happened and quarterbacks just lie about it? Probably, right? You don't think so? You don't think there's ever? I could think of
I don't think so.
Suspects that I would think like maybe said, I have a cramp, I need to go in the medical tent. And they say they're injured when they just really need to breathe. You don't think that's ever happened?
I never seen that happen. Nope. I don't think that goes down. I think if a quarterback truly takes himself out or is hobbling, it's the truth. Whatever's going on with them is truly going on with them. I don't see quarterbacks, they take too much pride in being the quarterback and running the offense, running the huddle, getting everyone together. I don't see quarterbacks doing that. That's the first time this situation has occurred, I feel like.
When this happened, what do you think Brady's reaction was?
Man.
In real time.
Oh, Brady's reaction in real time. Oh, man. That's probably why I've never seen it happen, because that's been my quarterback throughout my whole career is Tom Brady. But I can't even, do probably Brady's reaction right now. But he was probably putting him down on the pole pretty low.
Oh, yeah, I have not seen it. I've only seen his Instagram story that went viral this week. Okay, who do they play, though? I need to see. Colts. They got the Vikings in Minnesota. Who do you got there?
I'm going with Minnesota. Yeah, big time.
They can't lose 3 in a row.
They can't lose 3 in a row. Yes, that is true. I mean, they can, but they're not going to. I mean, they're just a very solid team. Their defense, I'm loving what Brian Flores is doing. I mean, he was the defensive coordinator in New England when I was there, and he has amped up his game to a whole nother level to get these guys where they need to be. I love how he brings everyone up the front, pretend everyone's blitzing, and he just drops all 7. It's so hard to read as a quarterback, and that's why I feel like Joe Flacco is actually the right choice for the Colts as well, because he's going to be able to read that defense way better than an inexperienced Anthony Richardson as well.
Does it surprise you that all of these Vikings players are saying, like, Brian Flores is so fun and loose and whatever, because he was known to be such like a tough ass when he was up there?
I mean, he didn't really speak much, to tell you the truth, when he was in New England, and that whole Miami situation that went down. I wasn't there, but it just seemed a little skeptical. Like, it did seem like it wasn't the right fit. It seemed a little bit uptight, but sometimes people just got to go through that, and then they just loosen up tremendously. And I feel like that's what happened. I mean, it feels like it was better for and benefited everyone in the long run, especially the Vikings now.
Why do you have what are these?
So here we go. This is the National Tight Ends Day. I want to give a shout out to all the tight ends
for
representing, and not just representing, taking the tight end position to a whole new level on National Tight Ends Day last Sunday. So I printed out a list right here of every tight end that scored, because I want to give them a special shout out.
There you go.
I think they amassed the most catches ever by tight ends in a week. ever in the
Your
history
boy
of
Kraft
NFL.
went off. You put him on my map.
Yes, he did. 177 catches, also 16 touchdowns, which was plenty. Congratulations to all the tight ends out there. Kyle Pitts, 2 scores. Kate Otten, 2 scores. Tyler Conklin, a score. Brock Wright, Sam Laporta, Mark Andrews, Tucker Kraft, David Njoku, Evan Ingram, Dalton Kincaid, Adam Troutman, Nate Atkins. Obviously, Travis Kelce saved his first touchdown of the year for National Tight Ends Day to put tight ends on the map even more. And obviously, the founder of National Tight Ends Day, George Kittle, coming through as well. So congratulations to all those tight ends out there representing.
Do you think these OCs are scheming up these guys to get touchdowns like that because of this holiday that they made up?
Definitely for George Kittle.
That's
I can
crazy.
see him in the meeting rooms all week. Hey, National Tight Ends
Let's
Day.
go.
Come on, let's go. Feed me, feed me, feed me. He's definitely in Brock Purdy's ear telling him, hey, I got to get a touchdown or else, things aren't going to go down.
Did you watch?
Things aren't going to go well.
You're here in LA. Did you watch the game last night, the World Series?
Yes, I sure did. No, actually, I watched a couple of the innings, and then my brother was in town too with his kids, so we went for a walk. We had some family time, but I didn't catch the whole game.
Well, this is the only thing that matters here, what we're seeing here.
This is actually the first time I'm seeing this live. Okay. And here's a little fun fact.
live.
That guy right there grabbing Mookie Betts' glove
Don't tell me you know
was
him.
my friend in college.
Gronk, stop it right now.
He was on the ice hockey team, the club Arizona Wildcats team, ice hockey team. And let me tell you, the whole hockey team, they were absolute maniacs. They were undescribable, just how wild these guys. Animals, yes. How wild these guys were. Him doing that represents him very well. I mean, he is all in for his teams. He is all in for the Yankees. I remember him talking about the Yankees all the time, how he loves them so much. And that describes him perfectly, just doing whatever it takes to help his team out. But he's a beauty.
Okay,
he is a beauty.
Okay,
and I just want to say congratulations.
Congratulations!
For shining when your moment came.
Okay, we're not talking any football today. I need to re-cue the tape. Gronk, we can call him a beauty, is what you just said. Will you tell me that you're telling me this is okay?
No, I'm not saying it's okay.
Well, now I want you to tell me what you think of what your friend did.
No, I'm not. I mean, I haven't talked to him in a while. I mean, that whole group.
Walk it back.
They were maniacs. I
mean, if Gronk's calling you a maniac, that's about all you need to know.
They were fun. That's for sure. He's a fun dude.
Gronk, this is unhinged behavior.
It is unacceptable, definitely, in the world of sports. But when you're that big of a fan, that's what fans do. I mean, whenever they have an opportunity to do that. And I read he got interviewed by ESPN. I read it this morning. He said him and his friend talked about it every single time they were at a Yankees game. What would they do if that situation occurred? And he said they would do it again, and that's what they would do. They would stand up and protect the D. That's what he said. That's what he said. So,
they could have ripped Mookie's arm off.
I think it's truly unacceptable. I mean, that act of behavior, but I mean,
the fact that you know him, that must have been Lath right next to him. I mean, I don't know. That guy's going to need a stand-in or something. They got kicked out. They're allowed back in. This is about the craziest thing I've ever seen. Of course, you know this guy.
What's the wildest? He put a little weight on as well. Austin, you're looking a little chunky.
What's the craziest interaction you had like this that you're just like, this went a little too far?
I mean, so what's the rule anyways in the MLB with playoff?
Don't rip someone's arm or hold them.
But if you can go out and reach for the ball, are you allowed to do that?
Sure, but you're not supposed. Yeah, you're not allowed to use the jaws of life to pry open a mitt. What? The batter was out is the rule. I don't know.
So whenever there's fan interference, the batter's out no matter what?
Yes.
All right, so that makes a lot of sense. I mean, or else fans would be interfering, and the other buddy would be holding his leg, and he'd be
giving him a noogie. Yeah, sure,
doing
great.
All that. So that makes a lot of sense. So that's a good rule right there to have. And I mean, the guy's been living for this day, this moment.
This is a planned attack. That's all I heard. This was a premeditated. This is not just an act of passion from a fan. This is premeditated. That's what I heard, and I'd like out into the ether. Do you have a wild fan or like a crazy fan interaction that went a little? Nobody's tried to
No, never in a football game. I mean, I definitely love the fan interactions.
Yeah.
I mean, when we were playing the Colts in Indianapolis, I remember the front row, the guys right, in front row behind our bench, they were just chirping the whole entire game. And then I was chirping back and forth. But that's really all, is just chirping, because football fans, they're really far back, so they really can't interact with the players. So just chirping is the only interaction that's ever kind of escalated in my career.
I feel like in any fan situation, like not on the field, like everyone just thinks they have access to you. That's tough because of just how gregarious you are. Like, you're so nice that people just, I think whenever I see you in public, people are just like grabbing at you because I think they think that they can. You have a special kinship with fans. I hate it for you, but you do really well with it.
Well, thank you for hating it for me, because that's actually my #1 pet peeve, is when randoms or fans just come up and grab me and just like they grab my shoulder or they hit you. They're like, oh, what's up, man? And they smack you. So one time someone did that to me and it pissed me off. He's like, what's up, Gronk? They smack you like that. And I'm like, yo, like you don't even know who I am and you're smacking me.
Yeah,
and
or
then
just touching you. Don't touch me.
Don't touch me. I don't like being touched by just randoms. I mean, come say what's up. That's fine. But when you start getting in touch, it's kind of like, crossing the boundaries. So this one guy slapped me one time at the ESPYs. Like, we were about to go up the escalators. He's like, whoa, Gronk, so nice to meet you. And then I looked at him. I said, you know what, man? It's so nice to meet you, too. And I wound up, and I just slapped him on the back. I was like, you are such a great guy. I appreciate you.
No, you didn't.
And smacked him again. Yes, my friend Bobby Goons was right there. He witnessed the whole entire thing. He still talks about it to this day. And this fan, every time I hit him, I did 3 smacks on him. He went, and he didn't want to show that it hurt. But I was just giving it back to him. He went like that, and then the third one like this, and then he walked away like very silently in pain. I was like, yeah, I got him back, baby.
Who is Bobby Goons?
Bobby Goons?
Yeah, who the hell is Bobby Goons?
Bobby Goons is my all-purpose utility man.
No, I don't know what that means.
You never met Bobby Goons before?
Who is it?
Bobby Goons.
No, it sounds like a made-up.
Bobby Goons.
What's his story? The world
So
needs
Bobby
to know.
Goons,
Because I'm sure he'll be a terrorist at some sort of a sporting event next time something happens and ruin it for everybody.
He would be if I was involved. He would be on my side.
Goons?
So Bobby Goons, I've known him for about, that's his real name. His first name's Rob, but we call him Bobby. And then his last name is Goon. It's
Robert.
not made up. So he's just, like I said, my all-purpose utility man.
Does anybody know what that means? I think I know what it means.
That's all we need to know.
It sounds very like Ray Donovan meets Breaking Bad. Am I close? Is that?
Yeah, you're close.
Okay,
you're
great.
Close.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we talked
right
we
track.
talked tight end day. We talked a little Yankees. Should we bring? Is Hamilton here? Hamilton was at the game. I do want to get
Is Hamilton taking a day off?
No,
Hamilton,
he's here.
where are you at, brother? You were at the game, so you think you can have today off? What the heck? What the heck?
What's up?
Let me tell you what Hamilton said this morning on our call. We all brought up the catch, which now I'm with 2 absolute frickin' frack bozos who are defending this animal. But he said he's a huge Yankees fan, and he's like, it was amazing. Don't come into our house and think you can do. And we were all, the entire room was like, I've never heard a worse take out of Matthew Hamilton in my entire life.
Listen. I'll say this: being there, 300 feet away, there were no replays. The first time I saw it was after our meeting. I didn't realize they were grabbing the guy's arm and pulling it. It just looks like there was a little, like the ball was being bobbled and it ends up coming out. But no, I'm saying the other fan was grabbing his arm. You couldn't see that from the stands. Yeah, Bobby Goons over there. But yeah, it just looked like the ball was being bobbled, and you can't do that. Oh. I mean, if I was in that situation, I wouldn't have done that. Absolutely not.
His name is Austin Capablanca or something like that. He's really Italian. I can't say his last name.
Capobianco.
Yeah, Capobianco. Yeah. There you go. He used to throw big ragers at the University of Arizona. I used to attend him. So that explains him perfectly as well. He's a fun guy.
Literally all you need to know.
Fun guy.
That's it.
All you need to know, and Hamilton's defending this reprehensible behavior. I'm very lost today. All right, so that's what happened. We'll get more from you. You had a good time, though. I can't imagine you weren't soaked head to toe with beer the entire time.
Oh, it was an unbelievable atmosphere. Yeah, the beers were flying after the Volpe Grand Slam, after the Glaber home run. They were just tossing beers in the air. I was completely soaked. It was, probably Probably still not going to win the series, but it was fun to get one. It was fun to be there. First World Series game I've ever been to. It was awesome.
Yeah, we'll always remember Johnny Kawabunga or whatever you guys just said. Okay, let's get to some football here. Yesterday, let's get to some football because we got these wide receiver trades happening all over the place, Rob. Diontae Johnson, he goes from Carolina, where nothing was happening, to the Ravens. What did you think? Because all these teams are getting these wide receivers now.
I mean, I think that was a good trade for both teams. Obviously, the Carolina Panthers are kind of a fire dumpster program right now. Just get rid of their players and kind of rebuild. And then the Baltimore Ravens, they needed that outside type wide receiver, and they just got one. And what's so great about Diontae Johnson is that he's really good outside of the numbers. So now they have weapons all over the field, everywhere. And if Lamar Jackson can just make that throw on the out routes, this is going to open up the offense tremendously. And on top of it, this is going to help out those tight ends I was talking about earlier with Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely, who I believe are the best tight end duo in the game, and they complement each other very well. And that's going to open up middle of the field more for them. So expect the Baltimore Ravens to be even more dangerous now than what they are.
Chiefs add DeAndre. Ravens add Diontae Johnson. Buffalo Bills, by the way, Josh Allen at the game last night, the Yankees game, taking it in on his off day. They add Amari Cooper. Who made the best trade? Or like the impact that will be felt the most? Which wide receiver is in the best spot? Which team's in the best spot because of the trade of those three? All contenders.
I'll go with Amari.
Really?
Amari Cooper. I mean, he already went in and had that touchdown in his very first reception in Buffalo. I just feel like he's going to make the most impact. I feel like
they needed him the most?
They needed him. Yes, exactly. They needed him the most. Josh Allen is so good at spreading the ball around, too. So I just feel like that's the best situation. That's going to be the best trade in midseason for a wide receiver as well. And there's a team out there that also needs a wide receiver, especially with the Baltimore Ravens making that play that they made. When was that trade even happen?
Yesterday.
That happened yesterday?
Well, this is what's happening. If you're a contender, you're like, well, shit, I need a receiver.
Exactly. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they need a wide receiver. They need another.
They had Diontae.
Yes, they did, but it wasn't really working out. Yeah. It was good that they both separated and he left.
Who did they go get?
I think they need to get somebody. I don't really know. I'm not really sure who's out there. But the Pittsburgh Steelers, they gotta make a move now. Their division rival made a move. They got to step it up as well, and they got to go get a wide receiver. If they don't, I mean, that's fine. But if they really want to contend, for the division and possibly have a deep playoff run, Russ is doing good. He just needs that supporting cast around him, kind of like Peyton Manning had when he was in Denver, especially with the defense. And then Tom, he had a great supporting cast end of his career in Tampa as well. And Russ kind of needs that supporting cast. They should go out and try to find one if they want to really contend.
Hamilton, I'm thinking, I was not ready for this, but I'm thinking wide receivers that might be available. I mean, the world is going to say T. Higgins if, the Bengals keep losing, because they don't know if they're keeping him beyond this next year because they obviously paid, they have Jamar and they paid Burrow. So T. Higgins, that would be crazy if he got traded to Pittsburgh. Interdivision's probably not going to happen. Garrett Wilson's another name, but you can't imagine if you're the Jets, you're going to let go of Garrett Wilson. I'm trying to think of a receiver that might make sense. A Cortland? No.
Come on, Hamilton. Or were you out too late last night? You can't think right now.
Cooper Kupp, it sounds like, is off the board now too. You wonder maybe do the Saints move somebody as they look to start rebuilding? Chris Olave.
No way.
It hasn't totally been working out there. That's hard to imagine too. But yeah, I think the pickings are slim now on the trade market for the Steelers after all these moves have gone down.
Yeah, but I think you kind of have to make the move. I feel like the Ravens' hand was forced once DeAndre went to the Chiefs. If we want to get through this, we're going to have to shore up the offense. It's a great point. Let's get to Thursday Night Football. Thank you, Hamilton, and return to your hangover. Jets, Texans. We got a little. Oh, are we doing Prop a Shot right now? Oh, wow, this is my favorite part of the show. Woohoo! Prop a Shot. Look, I got a new toy. Hello.
Oh, boy.
Let's look at the scoreboard. Matthew Hamilton. Woohoo!
All right. After last Thursday's Vikings-Rams game, Kay, you were a perfect 3-0. Gronk, you had a great night, too. You went 2-1, but Kay has a 10-6 lead. I don't know if Bobby Goons can stop this run at this point.
Gronk, when are you going to start trying? When are you going to start mailing it in on these props and actually give me some competition?
Right now, Hamilton, let's go. Throw the props at me. I'm ready to
so
go.
competitive.
Let's go. All right,
Hey.
we'll start with you, Gronk.
Okay, let's go.
Bobby
Let's
Goons
go,
on
Bobby
Kane.
Goons, let's
Bobby
go.
Goons,
Let's
take
go.
care of Kane. She no longer exists, so she can't make
I'm
her
gonna be
bets.
swimming with the
She can't make her
fishies.
freaking
Cement on my heeled boots. Let's
her
go.
freaking picks.
All right, first one for you, Gronk. Brees Hall over or under 64.5 rushing yards.
I'm
tomorrow
going with
night.
Brees Hall over 64.5
Why?
rushing yards because Aaron Rodgers needs the help. If they want to win these games and they want the offense to explode and, move the ball, Brees Hall needs to be involved. So hand him the ball so he goes over 64.5 and I look good.
It literally says, Kay use a noisemaker to taunt Gronk on her lead.
Just
I can't do the late
Brees
one.
Hall 64.5 yards over.
All right.
Let's go. All right, Kay.
Yeah.
Next one. Tank Dell over under
Nope.
58.5 receiving yards.
I'm going to smash the over because of availability and opportunity. A bunch of guys banged up. We lose Diggs to an ACL. Tank Dell, by the way, a friend of the show. Big night. Big night for Tank Dell.
You're
All right,
just
Gronk,
picking
your
him to
turn.
go over because he's a friend of the show and you don't want.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't pick Bobby Goons to go over
I want
under.
to send Bobby Goons to come get you.
I believe you. Go ahead.
All right, Gronk. CJ Stroud over under 221.5 passing yards.
I'm going with under, and that's why Tank Bell isn't going to complete his overage
God.
that Kay picked him to have.
Overage.
Yeah, so, he lost Nico Collins isn't back. He just lost Stefon Diggs. I believe the Houston Texans are going to win this game, but I don't think C.J. Stroud is going to throw for over
good one.
221.5 yards.
I think you're right, Gronk.
Hand the
I think
ball
so
off
too.
to
All right,
Mixon.
Kay. The quarterback matchup on the other side. Aaron Rodgers over under 233.5 passing yards.
Now you're doing me dirty. This is a tough one. You're supposed to pick easy ones. This is tough. He has not been great. You gotta think Devontae. You've gotta think he's in this thing a little bit more, right? I'm gonna go over because he has to. Because he has to. That's it. That's all
All
I
right,
got.
Gronk.
He does
Gronk.
have to.
That was weak.
He does.
That was weak. But against the honestly, Danielle Hunter's gonna ruin him. That's the truth. Danielle Hunter, do not kill Aaron
What
Rodgers.
about Will Anderson?
You know what? Great call.
Yeah.
Good call by you. Give the second year
Yeah,
player some
I like
love.
that
All right.
pick going over.
Hammer, take control of the show.
All right, Gronk. Who is your anytime touchdown scorer for the Jets? You can pick anybody. They score a touchdown, you win this one.
Well, before I even saw the odds, and obviously Brees Hall is favored to score, I was already going to pick Brees Hall before you even showed me that. So Brees Hall, he's going to go over 64.5 yards, and he's going to score a touchdown. And I'm going to go for 3 for 3 this week. So thank you.
And
thank you already in advance.
Yeah, I think you'd need to go 4 for 4 to even tie me. So you got a couple weeks, buddy.
Hey,
You got a couple weeks. You got a couple weeks.
Just 1 week at a time.
Okay, Capricola. What do we
All
got?
right, Kay. Anytime touchdown scorer for the Texans.
I'm going to go Joe Mixon. And I know that because he's doing nothing but scoring touchdowns. He's got, I think, 5 touchdowns. I have it right here in his last 3 games. Jets defense, Hassan Reddick, blah, blah, blah. Not great. Not great. Middle of the pack against the run. I think Joe Mixon, the strong runner that the Bengals miss a lot, by the way, is going to have a great game.
I don't know why the
right, let's
Bengals let him walk.
You tell me. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think the Bengals are toast. Great job.
That's
the Bengals,
why they're toast.
Are they?
Yeah, that's why they're toast.
We
They
were
let
talking
Joe
about
Mixon
this.
walk.
I'm not kidding. They don't have
Yeah.
any. There's no threat to the ground game.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
working. Do you think are we wrapping them up? They're done.
Yeah, they're done. Remember I said at the beginning of the year, I said the Bengals aren't making the playoffs. They need Joe Mixon. Trade for him. I don't know. Get him back.
Why are we saying it like this? All right, let's recap this thing, right? So here's our props. It's a proper prop off. I think Tank Dell over 58.5 receiving. Aaron Rodgers, you better have over 233.5 pass yards. And Mixon will have an anytime touchdown score. And Gronk, what do you got?
I got Brees Hall rushing over 64.5 yards, and I got C.J. Stroud under 221.5 passing yards. But the Texans are still going to win. And then I got Brees Hall to score an anytime touchdown.
We love it. FanDuel offering all customers a 30% profit boost token. Gosh, this is so awesome. You can use it just for tonight's game. It's Texans, it's Jets. Big one for the Jets. Are you not wrapping the Jets yet?
The Jets?
Are the Jets done?
Yeah, they're done.
Even if they win this, they're
I
done.
can't even believe you're asking me that.
Sometimes you
They
pretend.
just lost to the Patriots, Kay.
Sometimes you
They're
pretend.
done, and now the Patriots are up and coming. Thank you to the Jets.
Do you think the Patriots are up and coming?
I think that win was huge for the organization. I think they're up and coming in the future. Obviously, this year they're still trying to find where their feet are, but that was a big win to get them back on track. They needed that big time.
You called that. What that was, the thing with Gerard Mayo, all of that. They got the Titans this week. I say they go 2-0 over the next, or over this stretch. We will be back after this. Kevin Durant on the show. Which team is he afraid of
KD,
in
what
the
up?
NFL? I love KD.
He's afraid of me.
We'll
He's afraid
back
of me. He don't want me
after
guarding
this.
him.
Gronk,
He
you're
gets
the best.
no points.
You're the best, Gronk. Love this. Okay, can we do a couple of picks with Gronk? Okay, let's rattle these off. I want to see how we do here. So Texans, Jets, you have who?
Texans.
Texans, Jets, you've got the Texans. All right, Sunday slate, Fox. Let's go Cowboys, Falcons, at Falcons.
Oh, Falcons. They're finding ways to win.
Okay, love that.
Cowboys finding ways to lose.
Kyle Pitts, ooh, there you go. Broncos at Ravens.
Ooh, I'm going with the Ravens.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Broncos there. Dolphins at Bills.
Oh, Bills.
Yeah.
Bills.
They're really good. AFC is crazy. Saints at Panthers.
Oh, this is a tough one.
Well, you hate Carolina.
No, I'm just saying.
What did Carolina ever do to you?
Nothing. I'm just saying.
Nothing.
It's tough. It's a tough choice right here, but I'm going with the Saints. They dominated them.
No
at the beginning of the
Diontae
year.
Johnson. Yeah, you got to pick the Saints. Please, Saints do not lose to the Panthers right now. Raiders at Bengals.
Ooh. Let's go. I got to go with an upset. I got to go with an upset here. I'm going to go with the Raiders. I can't pick the team that's favored every time.
The thing that would be great is that this will at least just it'll end the Bengals. Like, if the Bengals win, there's still going to be talk of this hope in this window, and the numbers are.
I mean, I like the Bengals too, but I mean, they're just not there this year.
Yeah, Chargers at Browns.
Ooh, the Browns resurgence with Jameis Winston. But the Chargers, I mean, McConkey came through big time.
Yeah,
Lad, oh my gosh, this is going to be a good game. I like
Cleveland.
In Cleveland too. Ooh, I like the Chargers though. I'm going with the Chargers.
Sorry, Myles Garrett. Commanders at Giants.
Commanders.
Patriots at Titans.
Patriots.
Bears at Cardinals.
Ooh.
Coming off that crazy Hail Mary loss.
Bears. The Bears.
All right, we love
The
it.
Bears.
Yeah, sounds like somewhere Bobby Goons would be hanging out. Jags at Eagles.
Eagles. They're finding their way.
Lions
right
at
now.
Packers.
That's game of the week.
On Fox. What a company,
it's
man.
Lions. I love Fox.
Lions?
It's Lions.
Lions to the Super Bowl or Packers to the Super Bowl? Who do you
Lions to
think?
the Super Bowl.
You think? Mm-hmm. I think Packers are going to win this game. Rams, Seahawks.
Rams.
Colts at Vikings.
Vikings.
Vikings and Bucks, Chiefs.
It's a lot of
Whoa,
games
what
this
a
week.
good
There's
one.
a lot of games
That's your
this
Monday
weekend.
nighter.
Wow, what the heck?
Bucks at Chiefs.
Oh.
There's a lot of games this
Yeah.
week. I love
Well,
that
the
day.
thing is that we're going over every game from Thursday to Monday, so that's why it seems like a lot, because usually you're just picking the games that day.
Bucks at Chiefs.
I'm going with the Chiefs.
The Chiefs. Love that. All right, we'll put that up. You're the best. Goodbye, Gronk. Gronk,
Thank
great
you.
to see you.
Thank you for
great
having
to
me.
see you. You're the best.
Yes.
Love you.
Thank
See you
guys.
soon.
My pleasure.
Safe travels. I cannot believe Gronk knows that man.
He scored 0 points versus me.
If we don't have him live, but if he was, you'd obviously have to stay and talk to him. It's just tape. Welcome back to the Up and Adam Show. Rob Gronkowski in studio. He just went through his picks. That was on our YouTube exclusive. Go subscribe to our YouTube page. We're going to get those out on Twitter so you can have some fun over on FanDuel Sportsbook. 30% profit boost token, by the way, on tomorrow's game between the Texans and the Jets. You can go claim it on FD Sportsbook. Apply it. It's kind of like a promo code or like a coupon thing you'd use at a checkout, and then you'll get your 30%. Any wager, there's a couple stipulations. Go check that out. We have Mariah Rose on the show. Excited about that. We're going to switch to the hoops portion of the program. We did baseball and football. Here is 14-time NBA All-Star, 2-time champion, and the star of a new show on Netflix that he lied to me about, Kevin Durant. Okay, Kevin Durant, 6-1 on your picks last week. What is the secret? 6-1.
Man, I'm just saying. Maybe I know a little bit about the game, man. Or maybe I do my research,
Maybe. I love that. We have some business to take care of because this morning I talked to Terry McLaurin. I go to Pilates. I come home. I eat lunch. I open Twitter. And what do I see but Shams, the alien, breaking news that Kevin Durant is to star on Starting 5 Season 2. You let Shams scoop me?
I couldn't let the cat out the bag so early, you know. I had to let Shams do what he do. You know, he gonna get the info before everybody.
I mean, I had the info, and you're just another man lying to me, Kev. Need to talk about this because you are, I would consider, or what I hear, you're a private person. How much of your life are you going to reveal?
I'm gonna keep it at basketball, man. Like they don't see how I operate in this space of the NBA more so than my personal life. You might get a couple of tidbits here and there, but for the most part, you're gonna see how I approach the game and the season.
What do you think will surprise people?
Just my personality overall, like you said, I wouldn't say private since I've been around for so long and I've been in the spotlight, but I try to be as normal as I can and not expose what I'm doing as much as I used to, you know? So
Yeah.
hopefully people get an insight of who I am and how I see the game and view the game and how I approach life. And then, you know, hopefully they enjoy it. We'll see.
I love that you're doing this. I think I don't know if it was an easy decision or not because it's letting people in, any access is like certainly a decision. I think it's
Yeah.
going to be so great. So congratulations on that. And life's good for Kevin Durant. You're 6-1 with your picks. You got me watching hoops, back-to-back wins, starting 5, the Commanders. And since I saw you, you became the 8th player at NBA history to hit 29,000 points. Congratulations. I listened to your post-game. You gave everyone credit but yourself. Teammates, family, coaches, people from when you were little. I love that. You also became the oldest player to start the season with 4 straight 25-plus point games. What do you think of that?
I don't know whether I should enjoy that stat or not. But it's been a good start of the season. We're having a lot of fun. We play some tough teams to start, so that's good for us to get out the gates early and get some good competition to see who we are as a team, you know. So it's some good back-to-back wins, especially been good. Dallas, Lakers, 2 teams that could be championship teams. We play against them early in the season. It's only going to be good for us.
I'm a little worried about you, Kevin.
Why?
Because I just feel like if you keep playing like this, a statue is undeniable and incoming.
I highly doubt I'll get a statue of me put anywhere for playing basketball. I appreciate the love, though, and the respect that people show me. That's enough for me.
We are definitely I see what you're doing. You don't want a Dwayne Wade looking statue. I wouldn't.
No, I just don't really think. No, see, Dwayne Wade is a different case, man. He is Miami. He is the Heat, you know. So, like, it's a different case with him. You know, there's very few players that get that type of love in a city like that. So, and it's usually those guys who got the Hall of Fame career with the championships and you've been with one city for a long time. That's not the case for me, but I can see it for a couple other guys in the league.
You know, Dwayne Wade said you're next. Did you hear that?
I seen that. I seen that yesterday. I disagree with D Wade, but I appreciate him put me in that category with 2 other guys who probably will get statues in cities that they played in.
What did you think of Wade's statue?
I liked it. I mean, it's hard to like. I know everybody said it didn't look like him, but it's hard to like duplicate a emotion through a statue like that and get it totally right. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't gonna have him just like solid stone faced up there. It was gonna show some emotion of him playing. So it's gonna look a little different. But I always love when dudes get honored like that for the work they put in for the game and for the cities that they played in. D Wade is definitely somebody who set the standard for me coming into the league. So it's always good to see them get honored like that.
Or you don't need a statue. You or whatever it is that I'll let you be humble for the moment, even though I think you're crazy. Jayden Daniels, maybe when all is said and done, he's got a lot to prove, a lot to do, but he gave us a statue-worthy moment on Sunday. Can you think of a better Commander/Redskins moment ever?
No, that was since I've been watching football. Yeah, that was probably the tops. One of the best moments ever. Because it's like we finally getting some luck on our side. You know what I'm saying? Like in that type of play, you need just a tad bit of luck for you to complete something like that. So that goes to show you how much work they putting in how much they care about the game, how much they really want to win. Because that's what happens when everything aligns for you as a team, where you coming into work, stacking good days, building a good identity, doing things the right way, then something like that turn for you. So it's like that shows what type of team we turned into. I enjoyed that moment.
The other big storyline today, it's Flacco this week for the Colts, not
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson. Do you like the move?
Yeah, I would definitely love to see Anthony Richardson get more reps and get better because he's a young player. But the coaches always know what's best. They see these dudes every single day, so I'm sure they understand what the game plan is and what they're trying to do. But Flacco, like I said a couple weeks ago, he always come in there and ball out and do his job. So I'm sure he's going to fill in pretty nicely for him.
This Anthony Richardson, young player, taking it from everybody right now. He took a breather, subs himself out. He said, "Hey, I was just tired." What did you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can obviously be tired, but that's part of sports. But as the quarterback, though, like in other sports, yeah, you probably could take yourself out. Like I could take myself out if I'm a little tired in a basketball game. But as the main guy, the quarterback, it's hard to do that. So I understood why people was on him. And I also understand that he was tired, but I don't think you could just come out the game at that position like that.
Okay. Are you glad I didn't ask you about Stephen A. Smith? We're not recording anymore. Are you
Who?
glad? Okay, no, we are recording. Bye, KD. Big thanks to KD. Big thanks to Gronk for coming in studio this morning. Now, my next guest is the creator and the host of the Hoops for Hotties podcast. Over 500,000 followers on TikTok, which is incredible. And you are helping people like me who like the NBA, but it's hard to keep up with everything and WNBA and beyond and football and everything. Congratulations on all of your success, Mariah Rose. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. You too. Honestly, I'm covering football for the first time, like doing a football for Hotties, and I've learned that it's way too many sports going on at one time, so I completely get it.
But to me, it's like I have 18 weeks, 17 games, then the play. NBA is just unbelievable to me. And then it's never about what's going on the court. It's always about everything else.
100%. I mean, people always get on to me because they're like, we want you to talk about, like what's going on the court and the trades, and we don't want to hear about the drama. But I'm like, those are the videos that do the best. Like, how you do?
Like that is what the people want. That's what I'm doing. So yeah, I mean, you keep up with it all: NBA, WNBA, NFL, and you went to your first NFL game. Is this true? Your first NFL game? It was the Falcons and the Bucks.
Yes, first ever. I mean, it couldn't have been better. I'm from Atlanta, and so like. Seeing them win overtime and being in a suite on the field. And I was really looking around like, wow, this is so many people. Like I've been to 100 Hawks games. Like I've been to millions of Hawks games. I work for the Hawks. It had nothing on that. I like, it was insane.
Give me the grading, 1 through A through F on Kirk Cousins' swag surf, Mariah.
Oh my gosh. I got to give him an A just for effort. Like, look at this. This is so wholesome. Like, I think that the only thing better than this was when he was doing the whole, like, the chant, like their Atlanta affirmations, and he's like, go into their trap, take over their trap. I'm like, I would have never thought I was going to hear Kirk Cousins talking like that.
Oh, my God, I love it. I want to know the beef that I need to pay attention to as we move to the NBA side of things. Like, you need to get me right on the storyline, the game, whatever plot I need to be tracking before All-Star break.
Okay, there's a few.
Okay.
The thing about the NBA is they decide that they want to have beef on a night-to-night basis. But I can give you, like, historically, Lakers Celtics, I'm going to be paying attention to that because I wasn't really expecting the Lakers to be as good as they are this year. Like, I wasn't expecting JJ Redick to make this big of a difference, but he has. Sorry to Darvin Ham. So they've been looking really good. And then the Celtics are the defending champions. And then they've got that whole historic, the two teams with the most championships. And I think that seeing them two go head-to-head is going to be really interesting.
Okay.
And then you've just got all of the players that left situations that we expected them to be in forever going back to their old cities, like Klay Thompson going back to Golden State or Karl Anthony Towns going back to Minnesota. Like, I'm going to be paying a lot of attention to those. And then just general, like little spur of the moment beefs. Like Dylan Brooks somehow finds a way to have beef with everybody every single week, even Wemby. I mean, like, how are you beefing with Wemby? He's been in the league for like 10 minutes. So anytime Dylan Brooks plays, if you want to watch a little beef, tune in.
I'm literally writing this down. Dylan Brooks. Chris Paul punched him during Spurs. I don't know what's happening. I'm literally bookmarking it. I love it. Is there a player that you think I would like or that I should pay attention to just based on personality, and why is it Ant-Man?
Oh, 100%. That's exactly what I was going to say. When you think of personality and play on the court that you would want to watch, it's Ant-Man. Like, outside of just basketball, like his hilarious interview clips, like his whole personality, like he's hilarious and he's so himself, but he translates that into how he plays. Like, he doesn't care. Like, he was talking mess to KD, and KD's like his idol, like before they were on the Olympic team together. So
I don't get it. I don't get it, because I'm like, you look friendly, but then you don't like it. I don't understand.
That's the crazy thing about the NBA right now. It's like, I guess we have a little bit of this going on in the NFL, but like with the whole podcast culture and like the way things are different now with social media, it's like they're all buddies. And then you're watching the game and then Katie's like, yeah, or Ant's like, yeah, Katie can't guard me. I'm like, what? I don't know. And then I'm like, KD, didn't you like know Bronny when he was a little baby, but you just like gave him the business? And so like, it's just, all of it's wild to me. But let's do a quick league overview. I'm going to give you something in my NFL world, and you give me a rapid fire, their NBA equivalent. Chiefs. Who's in the dynasty era? The Warriors are what I would compare to the Chiefs. However, I don't think that there are any active dynasties in the NBA right now, because it's just like a little bit harder with the current landscape of the game. But the closest thing would be the Warriors for championship.
How about Cowboys? That's, America cares about them, but they never live up to expectations, at least not in the last 30 years.
Closest thing to it would be the Lakers. And I would say that, I mean, the Lakers won a championship in 2020, but it's just because for the last few years, the Lakers have been subpar pretty much. Like, they haven't been that great for us to be expecting them to win the championship every single year. But when you have LeBron on your team, that's just the expectation.
Let's do this with a player. Who's the NBA equivalent of my favorite, Joe Burrow? So kind of quiet, elite, really fashionable.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I think just because he's so kind of like slick and sly, and he's got like a quiet swag to him, but he's so good. And then on top of that, like the fashion, the like singing Drake before the games, going viral. Like, I would compare him to Joe Burrow.
I need your MVP pick. Let's pull up the odds. Who you got? Teach me something, Mariah.
I'm going to either go for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or Luka Doncic. I really want to say Luka Doncic just because I feel like this year has to finally be his year. And I feel like seeing the way that Klay Thompson has thrived as a part of the Mavs because of this Luka system, I feel like this could really be Luka's year. But the Oklahoma City Thunder are young and up and coming, so I could see Shai winning it. But this feels like it's finally Luka's time.
No, Shai is my guy. SGA is my guy. That's what I learned here. Will you come back, please?
Yes, of course.
Yes,
Thank
Mariah Rose, guys, please go follow her. Hoops for Hotties podcast. She kills it on TikTok. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
See ya.
Jockeys in the world, with the breeders.